Hey Elaine, I'm gonna watch your video in real time, and here we go.
In the room, if you've ever been on an airplane, you see people pointing like this to all the nearest exits. Those are your nearest corners. Okay, so if you hear me play something on the piano that is loud, I want you to come to this side. If it's soft, you will go to that side. So loud, soft. And if it is high, you'll go towards the board. And if it's low, you'll go back towards the video camera. Okay, so first we're just going to listen for soft and loud. So don't worry about this way, just worry about this way. Okay. Very good. Okay, now I'm going to try something a little different. Here's the next example. Very good. Okay. Did anybody notice which one sounded like it was in major or minor? We've been learning about major and minor recently. Yes, Ashley?
I think the second one was minor.
Yes. What makes you say that?
It sounded spooky.
It sounds spooky. I love that. Okay.
What did you just say, sad?
Now we're going to listen. If you hear the phrase go up and get higher, go to the back. And if it gets lower, no, I'm sorry. Earlier I said if it goes higher, go towards the board. And if it goes lower, go towards the camera. So now you're listening for high and low pitches. Okay. Very good. Okay, everybody heard that that went up. It kind of sounded like a kite going up in the air. Okay, now I'm going to do another example, and you tell me if this is going up or down. It's going down. Now, was that going down the whole time?
That's
No,
the
it wasn't
only
at all.
thing there.
Raise your hand when you hear it.
The only thing there is for kindergartners that might be really hard for them to notice. Only because it's so close together, the pitches. Not that if you did them in isolation that they wouldn't be able to get it. I think they would if you did it in isolation. But I think in the context of the whole pattern, they might not be able to pinpoint it. We can, but I'm not sure you would get it from kindergartners. It just might be too hard a question to ask them. It's not wrong to ask it, but they might not be able to answer it for you the way that you would want them to. But I like the going up like a kite in the air. I like that a lot.
Hear it go up. Very good. That was a very hard distinction that you all made. Okay.
You said
I'm
it.
gonna
Yes,
listen for all
it
four
would be really
corners.
tough
You're
for
gonna
them.
Listen for high and low. You're going to listen for loud and soft. So go to whichever corner you think corresponds. Now get your listening ears ready.
I think it's just, as you're about to do it, it's just if they had practice in all of them and you had played this game a couple of different times with each of the different elements that you're looking for, both soft and loud, and getting higher, getting lower, or staying the same, it would be okay to combine them. But for the purpose of, what you were focused on teaching here, it would have been okay just to do one on pitch instead of combining all of them together, which would be harder for them without practice. You know what I mean? But this would be good down the line as they learned this stuff and they knew it more and they were combining those elements together. But I like the patterns that you've been playing. They're very simple for the students to be able to really latch on,
Sorry. I shouldn't say high and low as in the pitch because it's very high, but it's going
I
down.
I pitch and I booked it
Oh,
that way.
there we go.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, it's like, well, which one are you asking for? It's high up on the piano, but going down. I'm glad you
I see how that didn't make
clarified
sense.
that.
So we have,
And that happens sometimes while you're teaching. You're like, oh, I'm asking for something that is different than what I originally thought I was asking for. Haha. So good pivot here.
up and down, and we have loud and soft. Okay, so what would you say that was out of those 4 options?
Softly descending. Yeah.
Softly descending from your kindergartners.
Descending. I love descending.
So we wouldn't use that word with them. We would say, going
Descending
downwards.
And descending and loud and soft. So you guys said that it was descending and soft. Perfect. Okay, now let's do another one. Listen for all of those things. Okay, what options would you pick, Kelsey?
Loud and descending.
Yes. that's very
Ascending.
good. Okay,
Again,
now
our
we're gonna do
kindergartners
one
with their
more thing.
very advanced vocabulary of ascending. Ooh, it's a little bit of both. It is going up and down.
This is a trick question.
Yeah, it is.
So tell me, do you think it's loud or soft?
Soft.
Very good. And do you think,
It does both.
yes, it does both.
Yeah.
So you should be where Ashley is. On that side for soft.
Yeah.
And in the middle for pitch.
Yeah.
Great job, everybody.
Yeah, I think this was a really good concept for the students to do. I think it just ended up getting complicated by doing too much all at once. You just had to have them focus on pitch. So you could have done going up, going down, or staying the same and having them do that. And it could have just been one side of the room, or they could have, made lines going this way or that way or whatever. I love the idea that you had movement in it because kids really enjoy that. So I love that portion of it, and I thought that was great. And I think most of your musical examples were easy for the kids to follow. The one that had the little sequence, ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da, they would probably conceive of that as going down rather than having that little flip back up. For your kindergartners, they would probably think of that as going downward. So usually sticking to something that is either ascending or descending by steps or by small leaps is pretty good to go. But I think most of the music that you ended up playing was good for them. But yeah, just uncomplicate it for this particular activity. Again, the execution just kind of got a little bit messy because there were a lot of things that were happening all at once. Something that can help, especially when you're doing like 4 corners or anything like that, is putting up like either stickies or putting with tape on the wall or something like that, pictures or words that let the students know which one is which. So, on the board you have like an arrow going up, and, on the back wall you have an arrow going downward, so that the students remember which part of the classroom they're going to go toward when they hear ascending and which they're going to go toward when they hear descending. And we would use going up and going down. With them, again, our very advanced kindergarten group, you would want to use going up and going down with our kids, but that could help them not to get confused, and they'll, look in the direction of that visual can help reinforce that for them. But I love the idea of the movement, and I think that's really smart that the kids can go to the different places. So yeah, and if you didn't have room to move, it could be something where, they show with just their fingers, but, we have the space in our classroom to be able to do that. It's always great when there is space to be able to use it, and I think you are smart for doing that.